Welcome to the Uncle's Lounge, a place where we have wholesome conversation about the Black community. Positive or negative, we take a deep dive to bring it all together to draw inspiration from, and from that inspiration to form unity and progress. And now, your uncle and mine, Dr. Yah-Frey Jasper.
I am so happy and intrigued because I have some celebrities with me today. And I am so glad to be a part of their world and that we're a part of each other's world. I am so glad to introduce brother Shakim and sister Lavianca Shallah. Hi, guys. How
Hi.
are
How
you
you
doing?
doing?
Hi, thank
Hey.
you.
Everybody, do you see this wonderful? Look at this beautiful family. They are absolutely adorable. This is my first time meeting you guys. And I'm an energy person. I'm an energy person. I'm old enough, to be able to trace folks' energy. And you can always get around folk and know when they have good energy. It's just something. And you guys, when you came in the door and I met you, you guys just had the best energy in the world. So I'm so grateful that you guys are here today. Amen. Amen. Well,
Thank
we're
you
going
for
to go
having
ahead and
us.
get started. Tell me, first of all, let me say this. Let me just go ahead and I'm hearing artists out of this couple, singers, actresses, business owners, movers and groovers in Charlotte, North Carolina, making a difference, influencers, creative influences, and a beautiful, beautiful young couple. That is wonderful. Did I get everything right?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Did I get
Yeah,
everything? I didn't
I
want to.
receive all
You
that.
see all
Yeah.
that? I didn't want
Sure.
to miss nothing out of there, man.
Nah, you right on point.
Oh man, you guys, I was reading over you guys last night. I was so impressed with both of you. And not only impressed with all the things that you've done, but you guys are a good looking couple too. You guys are a very good looking couple, and you have beautiful, beautiful children. So we're gonna go ahead and get this started. Is that all right? We're gonna
Absolutely.
please give me a background to this wonderful joint venture here. You guys that you
Well, I
guys.
mean, how
How
basic?
far we going back?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. Let's start here. Where'd you meet this woman at, man?
Interesting. Interesting
Let's
story.
talk about it.
So we both attended UNC Pembroke.
Okay.
Our freshman year. I was dating a young lady at the time, and our relationship was pretty cool with
Okay.
that young lady. And her and Lavianca were in the same modeling troupe.
Okay.
That sounds so bad. It's not like that.
But it was
Just listen to the
just
story.
let it roll. Yeah. She had rolled up on me one day. I left the gym, and I just got finished talking to my girlfriend at the time, and
Uh-huh.
she was like, "Hey, where are some friends at? Like, you got some friends that I can meet?" Da, 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 da.
So she rolled up on you.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So I introduced her to a guy that me and him was like training together.
Uh-huh.
We both was trying to try out for the football team at the time.
Okay.
And so I hooked him up, and all I know is I don't know how long it was later, but she came rushing me and was like, "Yo, like that wasn't it."
Wow.
So apparently he got a little too handsy or
Okay.
frisky or whatnot
Right.
when they were hanging out.
Okay.
And of course that was unacceptable.
Right.
But so we just kind of bit the bullet on that. It was like, all right, cool. And we
Uh-huh.
just we was kind of like distant friends, but
Okay.
we had a solid relationship, but we wasn't like
Barely.
Say what now?
Barely. We didn't even know each other.
All right,
when
let me
I
hear your
did
part.
that.
No, go ahead. Wait. Let me hear this part. Go ahead.
So what happened was
Uh-huh.
I seen him and his then girlfriend walking home from a date.
Okay.
And they looked so cute. I was homesick. I was looking at the full moon, and they were all dressed up. And I was like, man, I would really like something like that one day.
Yeah, to be able to do. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did roll up on him randomly. I don't know what I was thinking, because he didn't even know me from a can of paint.
Wow.
But I said, you got any friends you can hook me up with? And the guy that I hung out with, we hung out one time. We get to know him. He was like, so when we going? And I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
Didn't talk to him again.
Didn't talk. Oh, okay.
And
So that was
that was it.
yeah.
okay.
So after that
Wow,
happened,
that's a good story. I love it. I love this story. Go ahead. Go ahead.
It's kind of
like
a
the-
long story.
It's like
in a
y'all giving me
sense.
tea. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm hearing tea right now.
I
Go ahead.
always say it's my favorite love story because how it unfolded, it was really interesting. Because after that, I didn't see him for a while. That was freshman year.
Oh, so wait a minute. Now tell me this. After she ran up on you and all of that, so it wasn't like 2 days later y'all hooking up and
Nope.
No.
This was a year,
this
year
was some
developing.
time.
are y'all serious?
Yeah, I left. So after our freshman year, I went into the military.
Okay.
Um,
What branch?
I was in the Army.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I mean,
So I went to the Army,
Army
National
scan?
Guard,
Army
and
scan?
did some time there.
Okay.
And she was still at school. She was going through her sophomore year and everything. And
Just-
when I finally got my phone back, I was in basic training. When I finally got my
Right.
phone back, I seen that she messaged me.
Uh-huh.
But prior to me even going to the military, we somehow exchanged numbers
Mhm.
because we have a mutual friend.
Not somehow. I know the story well.
Is he leaving the part out?
Yes, he is.
Give me the part he's leaving out.
Because he even told me what color dress I was wearing that
yeah.
day.
Oh.
I had
Okay.
on a long
Yeah.
sundress. It
Oh,
was
yeah.
bumblebee, but it was
Okay.
yellow and navy blue. But him and a mutual friend, that's true. They were outside of my door. He was putting speakers in his car. And Shakim,
This is before I shipped off.
This is before you shipped off. Okay, gotcha.
yes, my mother came down, took me grocery shopping.
Right.
While all that was going on with them putting the speakers in. So we
Okay.
left, came back with the groceries, and he's like, "Can I help you with the groceries?" Now y'all know what he was doing when he tried to help us with the groceries.
But it's
He tried to
crazy
get
because
it
it was
going
no
out.
like, and it's crazy 'cause I didn't even see her like that. I wasn't thinking about her.
You
in the
wasn't thinking
sense
about it.
of like
Okay.
dating her. I thought she was always dope because I remember when I first saw her.
Right.
It was they had some open mic night thing on campus.
Okay.
In freshman year, and she was did her spoken word, and I was
Okay.
like, yo, she's really deep.
Right.
Like she's a really
Yeah.
cool young
Okay.
lady to like want to have in your circle one day, or be
Gotcha.
by your
Yes,
side or
sir.
something.
Yeah.
But I didn't see her in the sense of
Right.
dating her or nothing
Right.
like that.
Nothing
I was like,
like
she
that.
was just
right.
really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. She was cool.
Yeah.
Right. Right. For men,
Yeah,
that was yeah.
And honestly, at the time, I was like, yeah, she probably way out of my league. Like she was on a whole nother
She was on a
level
whole nother
mentally,
level, yeah,
where
yeah.
than where I was at. So,
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
fun time.
Okay. So we're getting some background to this, ladies and gentlemen, because this is listen, this is an interesting couple. Okay. I want to find out everything.
It's not
Amen.
free.
Right. So now tell me,
Oh,
you guys have been married, you told me 3 years,
Oh,
correct?
wow.
But you've been together a total of
11.
11 years.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh,
Now, in those 11 years, what would you say is the strongest part of you guys' relationship?
Ooh.
Wow.
11 years. Y'all got time under your belt. What is the strongest part about this union between these two people here?
I would say our commitment to growing and healing
Growing and healing.
as individuals.
Okay.
And
Okay.
how we push each other to do that, encourage each other to do that. Because in that unfolding, it allows us to,
Wow, I like that.
but we're on this journey together.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm shedding versions of myself at the same time he's shedding versions of himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if it wasn't
Wow,
in
that's
sync,
good. Mm-hmm.
that it would be hard.
Okay.
But because we're doing it lockstep,
Mhm.
like as soon as he's on a path, I'm on this like similar path as of
Wow.
healing
Wow.
in our own way. So I think that might be
And then I
Wow.
think communicating and connecting was a big part
That's a big
for
key.
us.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
communication's been huge early.
Early.
Like I remember when we had our first phone call after the whole thing back and forth or
Okay.
whatnot.
after he courted me for 3 months. He courted me for 3 months and traveled 4 hours every weekend to come see me.
Listen to that, ladies and gentlemen. They courted for 3. People don't even do that today. Okay.
Come here.
We don't even have courting no more. That's not even in the dictionary anymore.
Right.
The word courting. When you're in pursuit of a woman. Okay. And
What's wrong? You
this
on the
young
phone?
couple, they were courting each other. And like you said, you don't hear that no more. So tell me about that. You're courting each other. What's going on from there? What's going on?
Yeah, so like even before that, like our first conversation over the phone was like, she was like, she's in a place where she's not looking for nothing casual. Like she want to build a kingdom.
Serious.
And I was like, well, I'm on a similar wave. Like, I just left the military. Me and my ex had broke up.
Okay.
So I've been single for like a couple years now. And she's been she had her thing going on when she
Right.
was at school.
Okay.
So we just got into a place in our life. We was like, all right, we getting older. We seen what our parents did.
Mhm.
You know, they didn't, they was, they had children early, so
Yeah.
they weren't able to maximize
Yeah.
their ages.
Yeah.
So we was going into our 20s. It was like, all right, we need to start building. We
Yeah.
need to start doing
Yeah.
it now.
Okay.
So that's kind of how we got into the situation
Ooh.
where I started courting her, because
Okay.
when we was on the same wavelength of as far as I just lost my train of thought.
Take your time.
But yeah, when we was then the courting came into place.
Okay.
Once the
Gotcha.
courting came into
Right.
place, it was like, I was going to Gastonia from Laurinburg, North Carolina.
To Gastonia.
Yeah,
Laurinburg to
Gastonia.
Gastonia.
Yeah, round trip
I don't think he
every weekend.
You didn't initially know you were gonna do that.
No,
What?
no. Cause when I asked her out on the date, like, I'm thinking she's still in Pembroke or whatever.
Yes.
But no, she's like, no, I'm home in Gastonia. She gave me the address. It was like 2.5 hours away. I was like, okay, so this will be my first drive, like 2-hour
Right.
drive away.
Right.
So yeah, and I made that a habit for the next 3 months.
Wow.
Sometimes
Wow.
sleeping in his car after a date.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that? Sometimes sleeping in the car after date, that's old-fashioned love for young people. Okay? That's what you call old-fashioned love. And this is a young couple that has done. I'm so impressed just what you're saying, because you don't hear young people say what you're saying.
Right.
You don't hear, I mean, this day and time, it's about hitting the boots and let's
Let
go.
mommy help.
It's about doing this and let's go. But you guys, you started off with a mission to make this thing work.
Yeah.
Well, that's so beautiful. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so glad that I got the tea, because I wanted to ask them, how did they get together? They're so unique. I just wanted to find out how God put all this together and how they did this. And I found it out. So it's a wonderful thing. Now, here we go. I want to talk with y'all now. Okay, y'all ready?
Yes.
Tell me now, you're an author.
Yes.
How many books have you written, sweetie?
I've written 2 and I have 5 in the chamber.
Woo, Jesus. You've written 2.
Yeah.
And you got 5 more just
Okay.
ready to.
So it's more than 5, but it's 5. Okay. I'm thinking of baseball terms. So 5 when you got the tee up, and then it's in the dugout.
yeah.
So I got 5 got the tee up, and then I have 5 in the dugout.
Ooh. God, Lee, are you serious?
I made a mistake and prayed for abundance, and I was given abundance of ideas.
That's abundance. That is
I wasn't
abundance.
specific.
Right,
with the
right. And you got the abundance of ideas.
Yeah.
And what was your inspiration for becoming this author? What was that all about? That was just something you wanted to. You had some thought processes you wanted to express. You said to yourself one day, I just wanted to be a writer. How did this come about?
So I've been writing since I was. So I come from a singing family. So it started with songs.
Okay.
I
Is it a
was-
church family?
Yes.
Okay, got you. Okay.
Gospel groups.
Gospel group.
I was in a gospel group.
Oh, okay.
The whole 9. Where we traveling to sing.
Oh, okay.
So I started writing songs probably around 8, 9 years old. I was introduced to poetry in middle school, 7th grade,
Mm-hmm.
and then 8th grade I got introduced to spoken word.
Okay.
So it's been an ongoing love affair, and the books came out of college.
Mm.
I don't think I set out to be an author per se. The book was more so, when I first set out to write the book, it was to heal women like my mom, but didn't know in the back end, hindsight 2020, I wasn't writing it for her, I was writing it for me.
Oh.
So it was really for women.
Okay.
That's what made me start writing.
Okay.
Because my mom was a single mother, had me at 16, lost
Okay.
herself in the identity of motherhood. So that's what the first book was for women like that.
Right.
But it was also a healing for myself.
A healing for yourself.
Mhm.
Okay. And how's that healing been today? Has you've evolved?
Still, it's
eclipsed
a
and-
never-ending journey.
Okay, yeah. Well, it always is. It always is. It always is. Well, that's a wonderful thing. And so you got 5 in the dugout, you got 5 here, you got 2 out there.
Yes.
So that's wonderful that you could have that all that creativity in your head.
Yes.
And that's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
That's a beautiful thing. Now let me ask both of you something. Okay. How do you two guys because you said the last name Shallahs, right?
Mhm.
That was something you guys created, put on the end,
Mhm.
correct, right? So both of you creative geniuses. With both of you being so creative, how do y'all work together? Because I know you're creative, she's creative. I want to know, how do you work? And the reason I'm saying this is because I've seen a lot of Black couples like yourself
It's not working.
who have, I mean, gifts and
It's not
talents
working.
above board, but they can't work together.
What about this?
And so I want the audience and everybody to know that, you know, Black couples can work together to be prominent, to be successful. So how do you guys do this? How do you work this out? How do you do it?
That's a great question.
I can take it to start unless you got something. You ready?
Nah, you got it. Yeah, what you got?
So the cool thing about me and Shakim is we balance out each other a
Okay.
lot.
Okay.
The,
She
how
said a
the
lot.
how the ideas just come and
Okay.
overflow from me.
Okay.
He brings me back.
Ah.
So like I'm more of the left brain operator, and he's
Mhm.
more of the right
He's
brain
the right
operator.
brain.
So
Okay.
like with businesses, the ideas, the logos, everything just comes so fast for me.
Mhm.
And like he can give me an idea and I can see it 10 years down the road.
Ah.
I
But
always say she's a multiplier.
She's a multiplier.
So whatever vision I have, she multiplies it.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that? I want everybody to hear that. He just said that his wife is a multiplier. Listen, this is something that we don't hear a lot in our community. Okay, we know we have a lot of beautiful Black women, young and old. But this man just described his wife as a multiplier, meaning whatever he gives her, she can multiply it. Whatever it is, she can multiply it. Isn't that the definition of a good marriage? I think that is a definition of a good marriage. When you have that woman in that marriage can take whatever it is and multiply it and make something happen with it, that's extraordinary. That's so good. Wow. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. Multiply. Don't y'all worry. We see the kids, y'all. We in the family. This is it. Listen, this is the uncle lounge. Guess where you're at? You're at your uncle's house. Okay. This is my house, right? These are my nieces and nephews. So it's all right. Is that okay?
Yes.
So now let me ask you the next question. Okay. How did you guys come up with these names?
with our baby's names?
Yes. How did you come up with these names?
So
Honestly, I feel like for me, like it was just during those seasons of growing and evolving. Like I remember when I first wanted Ja's name to be Ja, like I was going through my Rastafarian era,
phase.
like phase where I had my locks, I had all that, whole nine. So I just think it just came from different phases of our life.
Okay.
And where we were at.
Where you at?
And
you gave purpose to their names.
I say it was the ancestors interceding.
Ooh.
Because how Ira came about, I just was craving Italian ice, and the man that was serving at the business, his name was Ira. And I was like, I sat with it all night. And I was like, Ja Ira. I looked up we always look up the meanings first.
Right. You gotta have that
to make sure.
Yes, you gotta have that. You gotta have that.
That it's in alignment. So I say we made it up, but I also say it was given to us.
It was given. Yeah. It was given.
I feel like their names, they gave us their names.
Yeah.
Wow. And so your last names, you changed your last names also, correct?
We're in the process
of
that,
going into the
but them,
our babies
they already have
the Shallahs.
So we're basically in essence taking their last name.
Okay. Why the change of the last name? What your last name? You're the man of the family.
Yeah.
You carry the name. You carry the name in the family. Why are you changing your name? You let her talk you into it? I'm only messing.
Are you thirsty?
Why did you change your name?
The reason I want to change my last name, for me personally, I don't know too much about my family history. Like now I'm doing some research to learn my family history.
Okay.
But before I didn't know nobody outside of Lawndale. And maybe a handful of other people in different cities or whatever.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know, my last name is Quick. So I didn't really know Quicks like that.
Okay.
So
I'll tell you something. There's a lot of Quicks in New York.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Quicks in New York.
One of my aunts actually lives in New York.
Yeah. It's a lot of Quicks in New York. Yeah. I know some Quicks.
So, and just having an understanding, knowing who my granddad is, kind of what he been through with Vietnam, all that type of stuff, came back kind of,
right.
With the heroin, drinking,
phase,
all that. Like, and then I remember vaguely, like my grandma was talking to me and her, and she told us a story about I don't know. Hopefully, I don't mess it up.
Okay.
But she was saying something about how my granddaddy's father tried to molest her at one point, and it was like just getting. I was just getting too many negative things behind the name,
Behind the name.
and on top of that, like
Wow.
it's not even our original name.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, if you want to
Yeah.
throw in being
Yeah.
enslaved and
Yeah.
all that
Yeah.
in there,
Yeah. You throw that in, yeah.
like it's not really our names from
Right.
the begin
Right.
with. So
Right.
so it just gives us an opportunity to be able to like, all right, let's create our own legacy.
Okay.
And creating our own legacy, that would mean changing the name, the face, all that.
Wow. Wow.
We
wow.
also had talked about what it meant for the woman to take on the name of her husband, as far as the trading of ownership from father to husband.
To husband. Yeah.
We didn't agree with that.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
number one,
I
I'm
got
not
that.
owned by anybody.
I like that. I like that.
So
I
that was
like
a part
that.
of the discussion too when we
Okay.
started discussing marriage, because
Okay.
at first we weren't even sure we wanted to do that.
Okay.
So when we started discussing marriage, she was like, I looked up the definition and why they did the ritual of the names, and we was like, that doesn't sit right. So that's one of the reasons too.
That's one of the reasons. So that's why you guys have what we call an out-of-box marriage. Is that right?
Yes.
Defining it for ourselves.
Yes,
Defining,
for sure.
and that's wonderful because you don't. Let me say this, and I'm talking to everyone here. One of the worst mistakes I think about marriage sometimes, and I've been married, but one of the things about marriage sometimes that we can get mixed up in is when you don't set the details for yourself,
Right.
and you use the details of other people's lives for your life. I think that's just it's ridiculous.
Right.
And that's one reason at first we didn't even want it, because we thought we had to follow somebody else's blueprint.
Everybody else is in the European side of it.
Yes.
Yeah, because me and her, we both got similar backgrounds. We both
Okay.
grew up single parent homes,
Right.
with our moms. So
Okay.
we didn't even know what marriage looked like. We never
Right.
seen that
You never seen that.
outside of like with her aunts,
Right.
things like
Church.
that.
Was Dad around?
Church. Dad wasn't around for neither
He wasn't
one.
around for you or you?
No.
No. So y'all had none.
No.
Heavy on the
parental.
matriarch side.
Heavy on the matriarch
Heavy.
side.
You know, I had my uncles and things like
Right,
that.
right,
You
right.
know, and some great black men that came into my life that I like took pieces of
Yes,
and
yes.
kind of like what I liked and
Right.
implemented that for myself. But no, like now I'm in the place now that I got 2 kids, building and everything like that. Like me and my father have been in touch over
Really?
over the past few months. So we've
That's
been
beautiful, man.
you know, connecting.
That's
So,
beautiful. So you
yeah.
guys are connecting.
Yeah, and her father, he's very present with them. Like very
Okay.
present.
Okay. Beautiful. Grandpa's there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. So it's working out. Starting
Yeah.
to balance
Yeah,
itself
it's starting
out.
to balance itself out.
Beautiful. I love hearing that. I love hearing that.
For me, since I've been a black father, I've been going through therapy. Like I've changed my whole lifestyle
Yeah.
up. You know, I've been going
Yeah.
to therapy. I've been doing yoga.
Beautiful.
I've been doing a lot of self-care,
Journaling.
Yeah.
journaling,
Journaling. Yeah.
like just a lot of different things to
Right.
really like
Reshape what
reshape
masculinity looks
exactly,
like for you.
exactly.
Okay,
Because
okay.
again, I didn't have a father in the
Right.
home,
Right.
but I did have black men in my life. So
Right.
it was just taking pieces of what they've told
Right.
me, those positive things, and then just kind of creating something for myself.
Building from there.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
black men, just from my experiences,
Talk to us.
we're emotionally congested.
Yes, we are.
I like to call it emotionally constipated.
Emotionally
Constipated,
constipated,
congested. Yes.
congested,
Yes.
like,
And we are at times. Yes.
and like matter of fact, I was just telling my therapist
No.
this the other day.
No.
Like, I was like, bro, like I've cried more in the past month than I have in the past 2 years.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it. Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir,
and,
I do.
and now I sense when I need that type of
Mhm,
release.
mhm,
So
mhm. And that
it's a
does
need
not
for
make
that.
you weak.
No, no, absolutely not.
Let me say that does not. When a man cries, I believe in that. I believe in men crying in worship. I believe in men crying. I'm 182,342% all man. Have always been, never gonna change at that. But when I can, even in ministry, when I can see men with their hands lifted crying, or somebody comes in the office, a man cries, and he lets that off, I know that man's gonna grow.
Mhm.
I know that man's gonna grow because that cry is releasing something.
Yes.
He may not even know what it is at the time, but it's releasing something. That's wonderful. And you said you journal, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now watch this. Men, did you hear what this beautiful brother said? They journal. Sometimes we want to make it that a man can't write nothing down because that's what the ladies do. You got to be kidding me. When you can sit down and journal and release those feelings on paper, it can change your life. Believe it or not, I do it all the time. I journal when I don't feel right. I journal my curse words. I journal however I feel. I journal it. I can write some things on the journal I can't say publicly. So I can just let all that out. And so this is what he said. He's journaling. He does yoga. You said yoga.
Yoga, yep.
Yoga. And these are the things, man, that we need to do at times. These are not things that people say, well, oh, this is what women do. No. These are things that keep us healed, keep us whole, and keep our women happy.
Yeah.
Well, let me go here. Okay. You're an actress.
Yes.
Give me something. What you been in? What you do? Come on, talk to me.
I hesitate to say that. Because it's mostly been like small short films.
It's okay. Short form, whatever. You was in an acting, right?
What is wrong?
Please, that's the beautiful thing about it.
Sleepy, baby.
What's
She
the
probably
matter?
tired.
Sleepy.
Yeah, she's sleepy. Yeah, and she's sleepy. That's all it is.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Listen, this is family time. And listen, this is the Uncle Lounge. One thing about the Uncle's Lounge, if we can't be real, we can't be anything. Am I correct? This is the Uncle's Lounge. So yeah.
But
so go ahead.
Short films mostly. This amazing woman at a Gastonia, Ashley Gilliam. She has a production company.
That name sounds familiar.
She's really making a lot of leeway in the entertainment industry in Gastonia.
That name sounds familiar.
So I was in a short film for her.
Okay.
She has one that you may have seen talked about, centered around Black women in the softball, baseball. One of those.
Okay.
Probably softball.
Okay.
But she has one that's been shown a lot at the baseball stadium here in Charlotte.
Okay.
But I've been in one of her films. Another amazing creative who also is a domestic violence advocate, Tracy. I was in hers, but that was my very first short film.
Okay.
And it was a thriller. So that was cool.
Okay.
I never seen myself being in a thriller, but
right.
It was fun.
Yeah.
What else? We both were extras in Shot Inspired.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you in there too?
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what we're more excited about is making the shift behind the camera. That's what we're really more excited.
That's what you okay. So now you're gonna go have director and writing and the whole 9 yards. So have you guys started working on that?
Actually,
we're laying the foundation.
You're laying the foundation now. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, listen, I'm gonna be praying for you. I'm
Thank you.
Keep you in cover because we need more of that.
Yes.
We need more people. One of the things that just really gets me mad, and I know we're here in America, of course. I'm not gonna step off that street. But what I'm saying is, as far as Black people are concerned, we have no PR. Everybody tells our story except us.
Absolutely.
And they put it wherever they want to put it in the story, and then the whole world sees that story and think it's us.
Yeah.
So for new Black talent to come and to give a different perspective, I think it's a blessing from God.
Yeah.
So you guys, please, let's make this happen. Now tell me something now. You have a company yourself, correct?
Yes.
Tell me about the company. Tell me what you're doing.
So
the LLC.
So we just got our LLC, Righteous Mind Enterprises, LLC.
Righteous Mind Enterprises. I like that. Righteous Mind Enterprises. All right, go ahead with that.
So basically, we got a lot of different things going on. We, with film, that's one area we're working into. We're working into nonprofits such as like food pantries. Like right now, we're working on getting a cabinet outside of like a local grocery store for people to, come take what they need and some donate, things like that. I don't know if you're familiar with like how they have the book things in the neighborhood.
Library.
The neighborhood, I'm familiar with that. They
give a book, take a book.
Yeah.
That's similar concept.
Beautiful, man. That's wonderful.
That's something we want to get into.
That
like
was
really
named after them.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's called Jael's Hope.
Say it again.
Jael's Hope.
Jael's Hope.
Baby.
Oh my God, it's beautiful.
Hey.
That is a wonderful, wonderful idea. So when do you think that some of this stuff is going to be in fruition? In like the next year, next 6 months, 7 months,
so the
maybe?
docuseries, we want to start filming like
next year,
as early as next year.
Okay.
Like right now, we pushing applications out because we want to be able to vet those that we have on there just to see if it makes sense to even have them on this project.
Right.
Of course, we're gonna have more projects after that, but right now we really want to focus on this
one.
But as far as the food pantry,
Mhm.
we're still working through some things there. We got one cabinet right now. We have people willing to donate.
Okay.
And
I
right
mean,
now we
that'll
just
be up in the next 2 months though, because the only thing we have to do is paint it, get it stabilized, put
Okay.
in more nails in it so it can withstand the weather,
Right. Right.
and then just getting it stocked.
Just get it stocked.
Mhm.
So
Well,
that
I'm gonna be a part of that stocking.
yeah, thank you. We
Appreciate
Is that
that.
okay?
Appreciate
I'm gonna be a part of
Absolutely.
that stocking. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna partner with y'all on that. We get some food up in that.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
is
yeah,
that all right?
absolutely.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a
It's
part of
Absolutely.
that.
needed. It's a lot of
Absolutely.
homeless
Yes.
people
Yeah,
out here.
Yes. So I'm
and
gonna be a
that's
part
and
of
we
that.
actually experienced homelessness early
Together.
on together.
Early
Really?
in our
Early,
relationship.
yeah.
Talk to me about that for 5 seconds. I want to hear it. Give me the tea.
So
I want to hear it.
I moved to Charlotte 2016 with the assumption that, you know,
It was not an assumption. His uncle had told him he could live with him until he get on his feet. He
and it's my
promised
dad's
to him.
brother,
Okay.
just to be specific.
Got you.
So we drove I went and got him 2 hours there, and we drove 2 hours back. He was
Mm.
contacting him over and over again, and he did not answer the phone the whole ride. When we finally came, we waited for another 2 hours for him to get home. And when he finally got home, he told him, I don't have anywhere for you to stay.
Mhm.
So his girlfriend at the time had a daughter who was handicapped that had a roommate situation already. So they opened the door up to him. But when that lease ended, nobody really asked who had
Who
Where
had- right.
where was our
Where was
where
you?
was I
Right.
going?
There was no
If I'm
lease extended, no
good,
nothing.
Nothing.
things like that, nothing. So we couch surfed.
No, you lived in the car
I
for
lived in the
3
car
days.
for like 3 days.
Okay. Is she
And-
all right back there? Her foot is stuck.
Baby,
Hold on a minute.
help her.
Her foot. You see her foot?
She's
right
trying to
there?
get up
She
there.
got
No,
it,
ma'am.
okay.
Where you going?
So you lived in the car for 3 months.
No, in my car for 3 days. And
3 days. Okay.
And my mom
Three-
was not letting him stay with us.
Really?
So I, for some reason, remembered a college associate. We weren't even friends. We knew each other at the time. She had told me she moved to Charlotte, her and her girlfriend, and they had a 2-bedroom apartment.
Mm-hmm.
One day I remembered that, and I was like, okay, let me text her and see if he can occupy that room.
Right.
Well, she told me the only way he can come is if you come.
Mm.
So that started the
yeah.
couch surfing journey.
Right.
Because of course, when you stay with people, the clock is running.
Yeah.
They
Absolutely.
welcome
You
you,
know that
in the
now. You
first
know
It's like,
that.
day,
you got like a
but
2 week.
God bless
most
the child
people
have his
was
own.
like,
Right.
all
Yeah.
right, it's time to get up out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it just started where certain friends, associates, strangers were letting us stay on their couch until we figured it out.
Yeah. And it
Wow.
wasn't like we was just there. Like
Right,
we was
right,
still
Working.
Working and
getting
doing your
things
thing.
going on,
Barely
trying to get
there.
money saved up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah.
So how long did this homelessness last about?
It lasts from
What-
2016 up until 20,
You want the bracelet?
like towards the end of 2018, going
Yeah.
into 2019,
Okay.
something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
I would say.
So it was a little minute
want
there.
this?
Yeah, it was a little while. Yeah.
Okay. But now, look at y'all.
Yeah.
This one?
Okay. Let me say this. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Do you guys believe in price paying? That you pay a price sometime in life for the next?
Oh, absolutely.
You do
And that's
believe in that?
exactly, we've had that conversation.
You had that
Absolutely.
conversation?
We've had that
Well, we're going to have a little bit of it now.
Yeah.
All right. We'll have a little bit of it
Yeah.
now. Right. Sometimes in life, you have to pay the price in order for entry at the next level.
You're gonna make me cry.
The full price.
You got
we
to
had
pay
that
it.
conversation in a long time.
You have to
Yeah.
pay it. And what you guys did with that is paid the price, because look what happened afterwards. It wasn't that the creativity wasn't there. It was always there when you were homeless. It wasn't that everything was already in place, but you had to pay the price for entry at the next level. And you guys did it. Look at what you have now. Look at what you're doing now.
Yeah.
Look at the influences that you have become here in the Charlotte area, guess all these places. People looking up to you. So you paid a price to be where you are. And let me tell both of you about paying that price. Don't you dare take that lightly, and tell everybody, every time you tell your story, tell about that homelessness, because that's what got you there. And you know what? You could have, in homelessness, said, hell with it. We ain't doing nothing. We just going to get married and just be hell with it. Am I right or wrong? We ain't man later for all this. But you didn't do that. You guys kept going.
Yes.
You inspire me. You guys both inspire me to do wonderful things, because you don't find many young people that have tenacity. If I'm not too blunt, how old are you?
31.
How old are you?
How old am I? 31? Did I just turn 31?
Yeah. You just
Okay, you 31.
It happened so fast.
And sometimes it happens.
We was just 20.
Yeah. But see, couples your age that go through, they don't last. They don't last. But you guys, it
Yeah.
seems like it's working the opposite.
Yeah.
It's making you stronger. You're renaming. You're doing. You're putting purpose behind what you're doing. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. Now let me ask you both this. Right? 3 years from now, where are you?
So right now we're going through the home buying process. So we're in our home.
Okay.
We're learning through Habitat. So I know for sure that's coming. We've already spoke that. That's coming. We have.
I'll be fully stepping away from my job.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, you're fully stepping away.
Yes.
Okay, what do you do for a living?
I'm a freight broker.
Okay, got you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna step away from that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
got you. Go ahead.
Because we are going to be full-time husband and wife, full-time parents,
Full-time parents.
and full-time in making an impact.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I say impact and not a title because it doesn't matter what we're doing. We know what the purpose behind it is. It's always to help other people,
Absolutely.
no
man.
matter what capacity that is.
Wow.
Right.
So
Wow.
that is for sure
Wow.
what's going to happen.
Wow. You know, when you said that, you remind me of another couple we know. We won't call their name, right? You remind me of another couple, right? That you just said something. They served their way to the top. And so you guys are doing the same thing. You're learning how to serve.
Yeah.
And in that servitude, God is blessing the things that is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. Now, let me ask you this. And I want you to think about this for a minute. Well, you ain't got to really think about this for a minute. If you had an opportunity to make a difference in the world right now, and that door was open for you to make that difference right now, what would it be, man?
Man. That's heavy.
Ooh.
But see, y'all got it. I'm asking the right people.
We have so many passion projects, it wouldn't just be one thing.
Just wouldn't be one.
Because we have.
I think our whole brand is built on healing.
Okay, gotcha.
Like we want to heal the world as much as we possibly
Heal
can.
our world.
Heal
Yes.
our world. Yes,
Yes.
our world.
Yes.
And that means the people in our circles.
Yes.
You know, people we come into contact with.
Yes.
Like we just want to heal. If we can just have a fingerprint of an impact on people, I'm happy.
You're happy. Well, you're gonna have more than a fingerprint, young man. You're gonna have more than a fingerprint, young lady. You guys gonna have a footprint in how y'all do and how you help the world. Because from what I'm gathering, you guys are totally sold out to the ideas of what you're doing and how you're doing it. And ladies and gentlemen, this is what marriage looks like. This is what you see these babies around here. You see them talk. This is what marriage is. And these young people here have made it up in their mind that they're going to be servants to the world and to bless others, to help heal others, because they have been through things and they don't want to see other people go through them. So they're going to step and put themselves out for other people to be healed. That is a wonderful thing, guys. That is a wonderful, wonderful
That's
thing.
what we're here for.
That's what you're here for. That's what you're here for. Now, let me ask you this, right? And now watch this now. I gotta slip this one in here real quick. I'm gonna see how this is gonna work.
Uh-oh.
All right. All right. What is that part of her that make you go, oh man? Come on, I pulled it. What's that part that you go, oh?
I do want to hear this.
Now, baby, I love your turban and everything we do now, but baby,
Oh man.
come on, talk to me. And don't bother. You know what he said? Don't you bother. Give me that one thing.
I'm trying to.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I'm
this is
thinking
real
through it.
marriage and real marriage couple. This is what it's
I'm
about
thinking
right
through
here,
it.
right now.
I can say.
She's already prepared.
I know what she gonna say.
She's already prepared, ladies and gentlemen. She's
Hopefully I have
prepared.
one by the end.
She's prepared.
But now,
And it's okay.
and
It's okay.
I really don't know because
Oh.
I'm a phlegmatic personality
Gotcha.
type. So I'm real laid back,
sir.
easy going.
That's
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So like nothing, I don't let nothing phase me.
Okay.
So
So you just even tone.
yeah, I'm an even
Okay.
keel.
Unfortunately.
Okay. Okay.
Which which she can't read me a lot of the time.
Right,
if
because
something
of
is
that.
wrong. Yeah,
Right.
because I'm an even keel.
Yes,
So.
yes. Ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that?
You want,
The man of the house, he's just smooth and cool with it. He is just smooth and cool with it. She can't even read if he's upset, if he's up. She can't even read it. I believe that's what a man should be.
yeah.
And I believe he's setting the right example because sometimes men don't need to be so emotional. And to whatever she says, we just bursting out all over the place. Okay, now you said that. Let's see. We'll watch. What,
I already know what you said.
what you got there?
What am I gonna
I don't
say?
know.
What
You
got?
said you know.
I'm taking notes.
This is a good couple. I like it.
That made me just say,
It would just make you say, sometime.
Well, his mama did not raise him to clean dishes.
Oh.
And he was not raised right in that department.
What? Oh, no, she ain't talking about the dishes.
It is a constant reminder. I need to put notes all over the house.
Really? So what did
Oh,
he just takes his dishes and just put them in the sink?
That, or he'll say, I'll get to him. And how most women, I won't say all, but how most women work is if we say we need something done, it needs to be done like then.
Okay, right.
So I don't know when he gonna eventually get to it, because he said he's gonna get to it, and I'm just watching him do everything but what
But wash them
I asked him
dishes.
to do. Like, you don't walk past the dishes about 5 times.
And he won't do nothing.
Did you not see the past?
He see them dishes. He know them dishes there. Listen, he know them dishes there.
Man, I be sometimes be
Your mind be somewhere else, right?
Yeah,
I'm taking
always.
up for you. Yeah, that's right. It's mine. So that's not bad. You know why I asked you guys that? I counsel married couples, and a lot of times when you ask that question, whether private or public, you always find out a truth. You always find out a truth. One of them will say something, and then I can tell where the marriage is by what they say. And just to hear you guys right now, I'm going to tell you something, and I want to give you a compliment out of the bottom of my heart. Because I just asked you that question, but from that question, the solitude of your marriage is beautiful. The solitude of what you two young people have come together and made up your mind to communicate, to build this, your life, and to label it the way you want it to be labeled, not having any outside influences, not have anybody in your ear to what happiness is for you and yours. And you guys are doing this, and not only you're doing it, but you guys are influencing others. I just heard you. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Not long before we got on set, I heard one of you say you started a dating something with almost 200 and some more couples, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Talk to me. Talk.
Oh, so I heard the Divine told me I stepped out on faith and started the CLT Black Wives Club.
Okay.
That was on
Say it one more time now for the camera.
The CLT Black Wives Club.
Okay.
That was 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a total of three date nights.
3 date nights.
But every time we get together, the vulnerability, the energy that's exchanged is so unbelievable. And it was one night 3 weeks ago. It's shifting into a nonprofit social club. So it's gonna be the Honey and Soul.
The Honey and Soul.
Black Marriage Collective. And we're
the
working on
Honey and Soul.
Black Marriage Collective.
Black Marriage Collective. Wow.
Yeah. And we're working on our first marriage conference
next
year.
It's gonna be next
July.
November, July.
Really?
Yeah, July.
That is so good, guys.
Yep.
That is so good. You know, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's just an honor to meet y'all. No, it really is. It's an honor to. I counsel couples, and you guys just make sense to me. No, really, you make sense, and I see where you're going. I see what you're doing. Just by your talk, I understand who you are, and I'm so glad that God has allowed your journey to be what it is, and you guys are influencing people with this positivity that you have. And not only that, but you guys, your blackness is right up front, baby. It's right up front. It's not hidden. I love that because I'm so pro-black. What? It's right up front. It's in your face. The name of your kids. The whole 9 yards. What y'all doing? It's right there. Nobody has to guess. And in Charlotte, sometimes I meet couples. They're wishy-washy. They don't know who they are. Yeah. Depending on who they're around.
Right.
Ooh,
did you hear what I said just now?
Work,
Yeah.
though. It
Okay.
takes work.
It
Yes.
takes a lot of work
To unlearn that.
To unlearn that.
Well, you guys have learned it because you came in here with the energy. That was the right energy.
I feel like as long as you open and willing to grow and change,
yes,
anything's possible. Of course,
anything's possible. Anything is possible.
But you gotta be fully open.
Let me ask you this: you guys know my son and daughter,
Yes.
right? Two great people.
Absolutely.
Tell me a little something about.
Amazing
Give me a little
people.
tea on them. You know how you guys got together. Give it a little something, something.
It's so. I don't think anything is an accident
It's like a
at
web.
all.
Okay.
So Mama Colette and I actually knew her daughter-in-law
Okay.
from college, but I didn't. I
Put two
hadn't.
and two
I met
together.
Mama Colette at a job that I didn't even stay long at. I think I came there just for her.
Really? Wow.
Because she became my work mommy very fast.
Isn't that something? Wow.
I think she was. You was training. I think she was training me, and our spirits just. It's just some people you just feel like it's like your soul connection.
Yes, the connection.
And like then come to find out we were connected through Ari, who is her daughter-in-law, and it just made sense.
Wow.
One of those connections that just
made sense, and y'all came together, and they inspired you guys with. Isn't that beautiful?
They are the ones that gave us our premarital counseling.
Yeah.
And I think I think around that journey of premarital counseling is when I all of a sudden fell in love with the idea of marriage. I went from hating marriage and thinking that it was a piece of paper to being a pioneer for Black men.
Wow, isn't that something?
Yeah.
Wow, and that was after they sat down and did the
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Yeah, yeah. Isn't that beautiful? Because they had the experience, they've been through it.
Right.
They understand it, they know it. Yeah. Isn't that wonderful? That listen,
That's mommy
we're not out
shoe.
here by ourselves. Am I right or
Mommy
wrong?
shoe.
There's no lone ship.
Right.
There's a whole lot of ships in the water, and we have to connect.
Absolutely.
And I believe in connecting. Well, I'm gonna tell you guys something. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna put it out here in public. I'm gonna let everybody know. So we got it out here. Okay, I've now officially adopted y'all.
Oh.
Okay,
Appreciate
I've officially
that.
adopted y'all too. You know, y'all sons and daughters too now. You understand what I'm saying? And anything that I could ever do to help the enterprises, anything that you're doing, talk, whatever, I'm here for you.
Oh,
I just want to let you know that because you guys are going somewhere. And I'm praying to God that he just, I see it. He's just going to do it for you. So I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you guys have stopped by here today. And I got to see your faces.
I appreciate
and
you having us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. When they told me and I read the thing last night, I was like, wow. And my lady friend, you know, I was doing stuff so fast. She was like, read the whole thing. She's like, you didn't read everything. And I'm like, okay, she said, read it. And I read, I said, whoa. She said, you see what I'm talking about now? I was like, yeah, you guys are so impressive. Well, may the Most High continue to bless your lives.
Thank you.
May he keep you in abundance everywhere you go in the divine protection of his watch. May your lives be blessed. May the lives of your children be blessed. May every footstep you take be a footstep of love and influence that God would use you to bring a significant change in this world. Be blessed. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so grateful for this wonderful couple. Thank you again for tuning in to the Uncle's Lounge. We love you.